Welcome back, fishing friends, to another adventure. We're up here on the big lake today. Gonna have some fun, throwing all kinds of stuff. Check out the fog out here. Man, this looks cool. Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate all the support. My name's Alan. I'm usually making some kind of fishing video. And today, I've got the MAGS Custom Pinhook Fishing Club Edition rod. 6'8" with 12-pound sunline, braid to a 12-pound sunline fluoro leader. And I'm throwing a lure that one of the kids at school got me from the holiday shop, kind of like a, what do you call those things, like a book fair, but they did one for the holidays. And this one has got a treble on the bottom, but I took it off and I rigged it up on a jig spinner. It's got the hook through the back. It's a Bass Pro edition, and I've got to give this thing some time in the water. I love those gold blades, especially on a day like today. Hope you guys are doing well. Man, it is a cold morning. But down here, the fish, you know, they're biting year round. You just got to be patient. Look at that. This is perfect. It's like in a bluegill color. Ooh, and with that blade, it's a perfect little setup right here. Super early in the morning. The sun is just barely coming up. Migratory birds are all over the place. Duck hunters are out. Ooh, something just popped over there. Shadder's still flickering around. Water temperature is in the high 50s. The cool thing about this is it's got that heavy nose weight. So when you kill it when you're cranking, it just drops down. Let's see, we got some activity here. Kind of a thump when it goes in, but it's a good time to do some speed cranking. A lot of people are like, man, you're gonna burn it when it's that cold. Oh yeah. It just takes a couple of their tail swipes and they'll be on it. It's that reaction that they've just got to hit it. But other than that, I like to take my time, you know, slow cranks. But sometimes I'll burn it. Not much wind this morning. It's supposed to get really windy later. There's a cold front going to blast through. It's one of these big Arctic ones. Right now I'm able to fish with my sleeves up, hoodie on, True Work bib setup on, long sleeve Berkley fishing shirt, and then a Cabela's hoodie with the sleeves that aren't on it. No gloves today, not necessary even though it's cold. Temperatures high 30s, low 40s. Man, check out that rod. So when I was up in Munising this summer, Michigan, I was doing research on things to do around there, places to fish, and I came across these dudes that make all kinds of rods. They're a custom rod shop, and they do a ton of ice fishing stuff and just some really cool rods for a great price. And I said, man, I got to check that out. So I started doing some research and ordered a custom rod through them. And I've been super happy with it. Got it paired up with a Shimano Miravel 3000. I'm also conducting an experiment where I'm going to fish this for a little bit. Then I'm going to switch to my famous Flux Gill on a weedless setup with a MAGS inline spinner. We'll see if we can get a bite or two. Man, that's a good setup right there. Whoo! You hear how the birds are going bananas? Right out of the grass there, a coyote came down along the rocks, walking along the shoreline. And I was just real still. And then he looked up and he saw me. The wind is coming from straight out of the east, so he can't smell me, but he could see me, and he just froze. And then he just kind of went a little bit further down the shoreline, and then he zipped into that grass. And then the birds were all going nuts. I've got my little modified MEPS Aglia number 3 with a Berkley Flux Gill on it. Nothing on that other little Bass Pro lure that was a gift. So I'm just kind of working some spots. I'm doing some fan casting. I started over here, came back over off the end of the rocks here. Ooh, almost slipped. And I just let it sit there. So once it hits the water, I let it sit there. The cool thing about a spinnerbait is really slow cranking. You could keep it along the bottom, or you can just hop it along the bottom, not worry about the spinner. Medium speed cranking in the middle of the water column, and then if you burn it, it'll be up near the surface. So a lot of people overlook the spinnerbait, inline spinner. You could do it with a regular spinnerbait as well. Sometimes I do that, but man, I just love throwing these MEPS. Check that out. It looks just like a little bluegill flickering around. This is a 3.5 inch. Oh, if they come out with like a 2.5 inch someday, which they will, that thing's gonna be deadly. So you have a lot of people throwing big glide baits and things like that this time of year, pretty much all year. Here in Texas you can. But don't forget the old saying, elephants eat peanuts. And they'll eat small baits too. I've got some big fish on some smaller finesse baits, some smaller crankbaits. I thought I had a little thump there. So if you downsize a little bit, you know, don't automatically think you're going to eliminate big fish. All right, boys, we're hooked up right here along the rocks. On the MAGS custom rod here. I gotta watch out for these rocks. It's a good fish. Up you go, baby. Ooh, these rocks. Oh, check out this hog on the Berkley Flux Gill. Check that out. Whew. Man, right in the corner of the mouth, right along the rocks here, he just smoked it. There we go. Sinking in the mud here. Check out that fish. Man, that thing is epic. You ready? Here you go for the release. Not too shabby along these rocks. I gotta watch my footing. Man, that was a nice fish just off the end of the rocks there. Just bang, hit it. Good stuff. Yeah, so the setup for today is, look at this old Aglia from MEPS. I use a product to shine that up. But what I did was I got a whole bunch of them from eBay that people were getting rid of. And I know how to polish them up. And then I put a little Texas rig hook on here. I just rig it up weedless. And I love Berkley products. The MAGS scent line is phenomenal. You could put like a worm on there, a little flat worm, hit worm, and I just work on along in the spots. And there's a lot of companies I love their products, you know, and I fish a ton of them. And you know, if there's something I don't like, I'm gonna tell you about it. I'm not sponsored by anybody because I already have a career, you know, that I'm super passionate about. But man, that some of these products that these companies put out are just great, and people will fish them and then move on to something else, move on to something else. Just stick with what works. I know this Flux Gill is new, but I'm talking about like a MEPS inline spinner. Jeez Louise, there's so many different things you can do with it. And it catches fish. Crank it in quick, it's near the surface of the water. You relax it, it'll be in the middle of the water column. You go super slow, then it'll be along the bottom. And it works perfect with this Flux Gill because it looks like a little bluegill or like a warmouth or something, you know, just a little sunfish. Here in Texas, boy, they'll inhale crappie, the bass will. So you just kind of, like now I'm just hopping it along the bottom just to get some attention. I'll puff up a little cloud of whatever, and I've had him hit it that way. The blade gives it a little bit of shine, and then if I just crank it, then you've got that action too. So it's like multi-faceted what you can do with this. Then you just kill it on the crank. It's so much fun to fish with. So that's what I'm going to pitch around for a while. See if we can get something. I probably will. This setup works really well for me. I've got some different videos out on it. Some people have asked questions about it. But if the name of the game is catching fish, this is one way you can do it. And you know, the cool thing about this is this setup will work for little minnows. You've seen me throw those, catch them on them. Like the little spark shad, a little Kitech. It'll work with worms, creature baits. And check out this guy. I mean, it looks just like a bluegill, and I just hook it right in the core. There's a little core that runs through there. Sometimes I'll kink it on purpose, so on the fall it does like a spiral action. But anyway, give it a try and have some fun fishing with it. All right, guys, that was fun to catch. I was just pitching it right off where the rocks end here. It's like a little natural point, and he was just cruising through there. And at first I thought I was hung up on the rocks a little bit, not from the lure but from the line, and it just felt dunk dunk, and then boom, I just set the hook on him. I just went into that whole spiel about how this little combination works for me. I've had a lot of people asking questions about it, and it's pretty straightforward. You'll see, just the cool thing about it is just experiment with it. You'll like it. It looks just like a little, some kind of panfish goofing around down there. And that flash just adds a little bit of a bonus for you. And of course, that how that blade kind of through the water attracts a lot of attention. And then you just kind of kill it, let them come over and take a look at it, give it a twitch or two, and bang, a lot of times you'll get hit right there. Or on the startup, I've had them just crush it on the startup. And on the MAGS custom Pinhook Fishing Club rod right here, look at those colors. They match up with the logo. It's got this premium cork handle from Portugal. I always put my own little grip on there because I sweat so much. Not that this isn't a good handle. I mean, this thing is perfect, but it's just a habit for me to do. But man, these rods, top notch, phenomenal. Go check them out. MAGS Custom Rods out of Michigan. Like I was saying, I was up there this summer at Munising, and I was doing my Great Lakes fishing challenge, and I was going to the different spots to catch them on Superior, Lake Michigan, and Huron. And I was doing research on different tackle shops and things, and I came across their website, and I was like, oh man, these dudes look pretty cool. They're down to earth, ordinary. I gotta get one of these rods. So I had to think about it, you know, and color wise, what I wanted to have put on there. And I've been super happy with it. Check out those colors. It's 6'8". Man, this thing is just nice. I use it for an all-purpose rod. If you guys know me, I fish everything. All my rods are going to be all-purpose because I'm not a pro angler, you know. I'm just always out fun fishing, testing stuff. And this rod is terrific. Got it paired up with a 3000 Shimano Miravel. I'm usually fishing Lew's speed spins. I love that line, but a buddy of mine was telling me about these Miravels that came out a few years ago. I was like, man, I got to check that out. And then JP DeRose has got some talking points on it, so I said, I'll go check that out. JP DeRose was kind enough to visit with me at the Classic in Tulsa. We were talking about products and fishing, and real nice ambassador to the fishing community. So I had this reel sitting and waiting. I was like, man, I got to figure out what kind of rod. You know, Black Friday was coming up, and I love my St. Croix rods, the Victory. I've got the Avid, but I really like the Black Bass and the Mojo, and I've got an Icon, which is a perfect little jig rod. And then I thought, well, you know what? I've been keeping an eye on what MAGS has been doing. I said, I think I'm going to get one of their rods. They're really nice. You can ask them questions. I'll definitely be getting another rod from them, that's for sure. All right, so I'm still pitching this around. Some people were asking about the durability of this. I don't have any issues with durability. If something comes up, I just trim it a little and it'll be fine. But still holding the scent. Just a terrific bait that they've come out with. Like this summer, I had a lot of fun fishing with the Berkley Swamp Lord. I love the power stingers I use for trailers. The Fritz side, I really enjoy throwing that. And then I'm always pretty much 98% Z-Man jackhammers for bladed jigs. But the slobber knocker is a lot of fun to play with too. I've got some really nice fish on that. So what's the story of the theme for today? Trying new stuff. Have fun fishing with, even in adverse conditions like this, try stuff. Give it a shot, you know. I've been throwing some different things here this morning and switched over to this. And it's been fun to fish with. I felt the thump right there. Look at that thing. Ooh, I had a chaser. He wasn't very big. He was like a little 9-incher right behind it. Oh man, that was funny. All right, guys, so we're gonna take a look at throwing different stuff in here, but I'm also gonna enjoy my new rod. It's kind of like a review on it. So I've had a chance to use it a couple times already. All right, guys, so my official review for this rod is 2 thumbs up. That's my little standard I use for when I do reviews. Pretty simple, 1 thumbs up, 2 thumbs up. Anyway, so 2 thumbs up for this rod. This thing is just so epic and smooth to use. I'm happy I made a purchase of it. You can check out the guides there. I mean, everything is just so nice. Go to the website and check them out and take a look at some of the stuff they have to offer. They got a bunch of cool colors too for different rods and grips and things like that. And they can pretty much do any color you want for the accents on there. You just got to let them know and kind of work with them a little bit. But 2 thumbs up for the MAGS custom rod that I had made, the PFC edition. Fun to fish with, and that's the important thing. You gotta like it, you gotta have fun with it. All right, guys, we're gonna go to our next spot. I threw some square bills through here and some flat sides, not much going on. So we will continue the video there. My normal spot where I like to test some lures and things. See how that's gonna go. But if we don't have very good luck there, then I might just end the video here at this spot. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me as I was fishing through here. The other day I walked all the way around to get my little workout in. To that point, there's some like petrified wood and rocks. And I fished over there and didn't have any luck. Super shallow in some of these pockets in here. Threw some topwater. I thought for sure I was just gonna get lit up on topwater back in there. I don't care what anybody says, but here in Texas, you could throw topwater year-round. I'm not even kidding. They'll do it. A lot of the fish love to come in the wintertime. Ooh, I hear a coyote. They come into the shallow water to sun. They enjoy the sun coming in. It's cloudy today, so they may push out a little bit further, but on that day it was sunny, and I was throwing some topwater around. I thought for sure I was just going to get wrecked on that, but nothing doing. Threw some other stuff, couple square bills. Anyway, let's go check out this other spot and see what we can come up with. All right, guys, we're back out here at spot number 2. I'm going to be throwing this Yozuri 90 millimeter twitch bait. Super calm day. This is location number 2. So what I do is I get it down a couple of cranks, twitch, twitch. It looks just like a shad here. Same setup as I was throwing before. Well, something popped it. Holy cow. How did it not get hooked? I don't get it. What? Maybe a small white bass? I don't know what was going on there. Some shad are still flickering. Oh, this is a perfect color for this. It's got that inner core flash in it. You can kind of see it there. It's got some gold on it. This is a custom painted one by yours truly. Not too shabby of a lure and a paint job. Oh, guys, I had another one. Just hammer it. And I didn't get him. What is going on here? Holy cow. Look at that thing. It sinks. Look at that. Look at the twitching on that. Holy cow. Man, this looks good. Alright guys, check out this sour grape color. This Bomber Flat A that my buddy Blake over at Dark Custom Custom Crankbaits did. I've caught a lot of fish on this sucker right here. See, you can cast a Flat A just fine. Golly, this thing. I'm telling you guys, Bomber makes some of the best lures on the planet. Look at the flash on that thing. And then it just comes, oh man, that thing is just epic. All right, let's get this dude working. Oh gosh, dudes. Dudes, we got one. We got one. He just hit it right there. He just barely hit it. Such a subtle strike. It's a good fish. Man, this is a nice big bass right here. Look at this hippo on the bomber. Phew. There we go. Man, this thing is a toad. Whew. Perfect hook in the corner of the mouth, so it's not going to bother him. Man, this thing's pushing like, oh, 8-9 pounds easy. I know it doesn't look like it, but holy cow, this is a big fatty. All right, one last look, and there she goes. There you go. Look at that, slinks away. Man, sheesh. Man, caught that beast on this MAGS custom pinhook fishing club rod right here, 6'8". Held that beast like a champ. Here's the flat A right here. Blake painted a bunch of flat A's that were just wrecked. And that one's in a sour grape color. Whoo-wee. Thanks, Blake. Man, that thing, I just let it sit, and it was just like, just a subtle dunk, dunk. And I was like, what is going on there? And then I set the hook, and that was all she wrote. £12-pound braided sunline to a 12-pound fluoro leader. All right, guys, is there any doubt with this MAGS custom rod that I had made, my Pinhook Fishing Club colors? There's my PFC cork handle from Portugal. Man, this thing is nice. 6'8". 2 thumbs up for the guys at MAGS. This rod held that beast of a bass like a champ. I have no doubts that this thing will be able to handle the pike when I get up to Iowa and up into Wisconsin. Now get out there and get your lures wet.